guys, today we're going to learn about multiplication and division. Go ahead and start by writing the objective to multiply and divide 2 and 3 digit numbers. Also, don't forget to put your page number 1 in the corner. Alright, well we're going to start off with standard multiplication, 2 digit. So you're going to start by multiplying 5 times 8, which is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're going to write that down. Now this goes away. Don't forget to put your placeholder 0. Now we're going to do the 4, so 4 times 8 is 32. And 4 times 3 is 12, 13, 14, 15. Now we're going to add, make sure you line up your digits very carefully. So we have 0, 9, 10, 11, carry the 1, 5, 6, 7, and 1. So our answer is 1,710. All right, same problem, but now showing you with lattice multiplication. So you're going to look at the first box and you're going to look what's above it and what's to the side. So I have a 3 and a 4. 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so the first digit will go here, the second digit will go here. Next box, I have an 8 and a 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 3 and 5. 3 times 5 is 15. And 8 and 5. 8 times 5 is 40. Now what you're going to do is you're going to add at each diagonal. So if I look right here, all I have in this diagonal is a 0. Okay, then I'm going to add these 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Carry the 1 to the next diagonal. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just have a 1. So again, you can see our answer is 1,710. All right, now we're going to move on to 3-digit multiplication. So again, with standard multiplication, you start in the ones place with the 9. 9 times 7, 63. 9 times 6 is 54. 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 9 times 2 is 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Put one placeholder 0. These go away. Okay, now we're going to move to the 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 3 is 33. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. Now when you get to the third line, or the third number, you have to put 2 placeholder 0s. I put a line through mine just so that I know the difference between a 0 when I multiplied and a 0 that was my placeholder. All right, so last is the 1. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. Now I add, make sure you lined up your digits very carefully. That would be 3, 5, 7 and 3 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Carry the 1. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 2, 3, 4. All right, so my answer is 42,453. Again, you can also solve this using lattice multiplication. The box system is now a little bit larger. So you put your first 3-digit number on the top and your other 3-digit number on the side. In this first box, I have a 2 and a 1. Well, 1 times 2 is 2. Since there's only one digit, I put a 0 here, and then I put the 2 here. 6 and 1, which is 6, 0, 6. 1 times 7 is 7, 0, 7. Okay, next box, I have 2 and 5. 2 times 5 is 10. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, last box. 2 times 9 is 18. 6 times 9, 54. 7 times 9, 63. So I've multiplied all the same numbers I multiplied here. Okay, you just don't have to worry about placeholder zeros. Now I'm going to add at the diagonal. So the first diagonal, there's just a 3, so 3. Next, 6 and 5 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I put the 5 here. I have to carry the 1 to the next diagonal. 8 plus 5 is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Carry the 2 to the next diagonal. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's just a 0, so really I can leave that off. So my answer is 42,453. And you can see that it's the same as what I had previously gotten. All right, and last refresher, we're going to look at division. One way, especially if you kind of struggle with division, a trick you can use that makes division easier is looking at the divisor, which is the number on the outside or the second number, and listing multiples of that number so that you can easily divide. So since 8 is my divisor, I'm going to start by listing multiples of 8. 16. Go ahead and list more multiples on your own. Now you will never have to list more than 9 multiples. So you can stop at 9. You technically could just list a couple and start dividing and see if you need to list more. But if you want to just go ahead and get 9 multiples out there, then you won't have to do anything further. Okay, so now I'm going to use this multiple list to help myself divide. So the first thing I need to do is look and see if 8 goes into the 2, which it doesn't because 8's bigger. So I put a 0 above that. 8 times 0 is 0. Subtract, bring down. I like to put D, M, S, B for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So I divided, it wouldn't go in. I multiplied to get the 0. I subtracted, and now I bring down. Okay, then I start back over at the D. So now I'm going to divide. 8 going into 20. Well, if I look at my multiple list, I can just see, yes, that's smaller than 20, that's smaller, that's not. So that's too big, so it's only going to go in twice. Now I multiply, 2 times 8 is 16. Now I subtract, don't forget to borrow, that's 4. Next I bring down. I bring down the 8. Okay, now I need to see how many times 8 goes into 48. So again, I can just look at my list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, which is exactly 48. All right, so then I have my answer. 208 divided by 8 is 26. Okay, this also works and is actually usually easier when you have 2 or 3 digit divisors because hopefully we know our 8s. But here, 32, that's not something that I just know memorized what the multiples of 32 are. So I'm going to start by putting 32. Now I know 32 and 32 is 64. And I know if I add another 32, that would be 96. Now the first 3 are easy. After that, you want to be careful that you don't accidentally make a mistake, because if you have an error in your multiples, then all your division will be wrong. So it's really important that when you list multiples, you do it carefully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write a small 32 under this and add it for my next multiple. All right, so 6 plus 2 is 8, and then 9 plus 3 is 12, so I know the next multiple is 128. Again, I'm going to put a little 32. This just helps me to add more accurately. 8 plus 2 is 10, and I'd have to carry the 1. 3 plus 2 is 5, 6, and then the 1, so 160. Again, put a little 32. Okay, so that's 2, 6 and 3 is 9, and that's 1. Again, I can put a little 32. 2 plus 2 is 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry the 1, that's 2. Okay, now notice I'm keep going because I know 32 doesn't go into 2, and I know it doesn't go into 23, so I have to get all the way close to 236. I'm almost there. Let's add one more multiple. 4 and 2 is 6. 3 plus 2 is 5. 256. Okay, now I've passed this number, so I'm going to stop right there and see if that's enough multiples. Technically, there's only one more I could list anyway. So let's see if we can finish dividing this. All right, so 32 will go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, because that's too big. So it's going to go in 7 times, which is 224. So I subtract now. Remember D, M, S, B. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So I'm subtracting right now. I got 12. Next I would bring down 128. Well, perfect, because I see it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes in 4 times. I multiply, which gives me 128. I subtract, and there's nothing left to bring down. So my answer is 74. All right, well, I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.